Cleopatra. When you hear the name, you think of a gorgeous queen, political mastermind, or maybe Elizabeth Taylor in heavy eyeliner. But who was the real Cleopatra? Was she Egypt's most ambitious queen? A drama queen? A little of both? Let's dive into the life of Cleopatra VII, the last ruler of ancient Egypt. Spoiler alert, there will be seduction, power plays, and way too many Caesars. Cleopatra was born in 69 BC to the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Macedonian Greek family that ruled Egypt. Yes, that's right, Cleopatra wasn't even ethnically Egyptian. The Ptolemies had been in charge for nearly 300 years, and they were, let's say, very family-oriented. Her family tree was basically a wreath of inbreeding, with her ancestors marrying siblings, cousins, anyone with that sweet Ptolemaic DNA. So Cleopatra was born into a world where sibling rivalry was more than just stealing the TV remote. It was about who would rule Egypt. By the time she was 18, Cleopatra was co-ruling with her brother Ptolemy XIII, who was all of 10 years old. In ancient Egypt, that means he was fully qualified to be king. No joke. Let's be honest, Cleopatra probably thought she'd be the one calling the shots. But her younger brother, or rather his advisors, weren't too keen on that idea. The sibling rivalry escalated into a full-blown power struggle, and Cleopatra was forced to flee to Syria. Talk about family drama. If this were a modern reality show, it'd be called Keeping Up with the Ptolemies. But Cleopatra was no quitter. She returned to Egypt with an army, ready to take back her throne. And, as fate would have it, this is when a certain Roman general named Julius Caesar arrives on the scene. Oh, did someone say plot twist? Now let's talk about Caesar. By 48 BC, Caesar had rolled into Alexandria in hot pursuit of his rival, Pompey. Cleopatra knew she needed Caesar's support to reclaim her throne. So, what did she do? She famously smuggled herself into his chambers rolled up in a rug, or maybe it was a linen sack. Either way, Cleopatra made quite the entrance. Imagine Caesar's surprise. He's expecting a quiet night, and suddenly, Cleopatra pops out like, "Surprise! Need a queen?" It worked like a charm. The two quickly formed an alliance, and maybe a little more. With Caesar's help, Cleopatra took back her throne, co-ruling with yet another brother, Ptolemy XIV. Nothing like family bonding over a power grab, right? Now, Cleopatra and Caesar had a son named Ptolemy Caesar, or Caesarion, meaning Little Caesar. Cute, right? But don't get too attached to the kid. Ancient royal life expectancy was like the shelf life of an avocado. Cleopatra eventually took Caesarion back to Rome, where she became a bit of a celebrity and a scandal. A powerful foreign queen wasn't exactly what Roman society had in mind for their beloved general, but Caesar didn't care. Until, well, he got assassinated. Goodbye, Caesar, and goodbye, Cleopatra's Roman influence. With Caesar gone, Cleopatra needed a new ally. Enter Mark Antony, Rome's hottest new general and Caesar's former right-hand man. When they met in 41 BC, it was love, or maybe strategic dating, at first sight. Cleopatra knew just how to dazzle Antony, hosting elaborate banquets, dressing up as the goddess Isis, basically saying, "Hey, I'm Queen Goddess and your new power partner, what's not to love?" And Antony fell hard. They became Egypt's ancient power couple, and Cleopatra even bore him 3 children. But Rome wasn't thrilled. The relationship was turning Antony against Octavian, Caesar's adopted heir. Soon, Rome's Senate declared Cleopatra a threat, and just like that, the ancient gossip mill was on fire. In 31 BC, Octavian went after Antony and Cleopatra, leading to the Battle of Actium, a naval showdown that would decide who controlled Rome. Cleopatra and Antony's forces lost, in part because Cleopatra, realizing the battle was doomed, hightailed it out of there with her fleet. Some call it strategy, some call it desertion. We call it choosing your battles wisely. But this defeat marked the beginning of the end. Back in Alexandria, Antony, devastated by the loss, fell on his sword, dramatically of course. And Cleopatra, knowing Octavian was on his way, prepared for her own end. So how did Cleopatra die? The legend says she used an asp, a venomous snake, to take her life. Historians, however, are still debating this. It might have been poison. It might have been a staged suicide to avoid a humiliating Roman capture. Either way, Cleopatra made sure she went out on her own terms. And with Cleopatra's death in 30 BC, the Ptolemaic line came to an end and Egypt fell under Roman control. But Cleopatra's legend? That only grew. Today, she's remembered as a cunning queen, a political mastermind, and the woman who captured the hearts of Rome's most powerful men. So, was Cleopatra the ultimate seductress, or just a savvy queen trying to keep her kingdom afloat? Maybe both. But one thing's for sure, Cleopatra's story has lasted for over 2,000 years, and let's be honest, if you've got people still talking about you centuries later, you did something right. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into ancient history and royal drama, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around for more stories of epic power moves, historic betrayals, and iconic rulers who knew how to make an exit.